The first step is to draw out your pattern for this particular beadwork that we're about to create. And I just came up with this method, which I believe is how you would typically go about it if you want to create this style of beading. So you want to first of all create 2 dots at the center that are 1 inch apart. So I'm just creating a dot at this 1 inch point and this point. And then dot 1/4 of an inch in 4 places. So I've created 4 dots here. I don't know if we can see it, but I'll show us the end result of what I'm trying to do once we are done. And then I'm going to just go ahead to connect. I've searched all over this house, tried to find a pencil, but I can't seem to find a pencil anywhere. Don't know where I must have packaged it and dropped it. So I'm just creating curves, connecting my dots to each other. This is the first thing we have here. Next is just to even it out, sort of. So it's something like this that we have right here. Please pardon me if my drawing is not that smooth. When creating yours, you can make yours smoother than this. So what we are going to do is now to embellish each of these lines in order to create the pattern that we are going for. So what I'm going to do is to now transfer this pattern that I have on this piece of paper onto this net fabric that I have in front of me right here. And the way I want to go about it is to attach this net to my tambour hoop and then just trace out the markings that I've done on this piece of paper on this piece of net. This is just my own makeshift way of creating this pattern. By the time I bead and transfer everything onto a piece of fabric, everything will start to make sense. So I'm just going to go ahead to attach my net to my tambour hoop and then transfer this illustration to this net, and then we'll start the beading proper. Alright guys, so I've successfully transferred this pattern, the pattern I have right here, onto this piece of fabric. This fabric, by the way, is corset mesh. For the purpose of illustration, I'm just going to show us how to work using corset mesh, but you can use your illusion fabric, hard net, soft net, anyone you like, it will be just fine. I simply just placed this piece of paper under my fabric. I believe I showed us how I did it, and then I just drew out my pattern. Just in case you're curious, I bought this tambour hoop from Michael's out here in Canada. Michael's is pretty popular across North America, but for those that are outside of this region, you can buy your tambour hoop from somewhere like Amazon or AliExpress. That was where I bought the previous one I was using back when I was living in Port Harcourt, but after moving here, I bought this one from Michael's. All right, so to the embellishment proper, I might not necessarily be talking real time because I have my baby in the background and I don't want to hinder her from playing. So I will do a voiceover if necessary, or I will talk us through depending on how it goes. The next thing I'm just going to do now is to show us all of the things that we would need in just creating the embellishment that we're trying to create in today's video. For this work, you need your cup chain sequence. I'm just going to unwrap it and show you what the sequence looks like. I'm going to use this blue sequence and silver sequence, and I'll show you guys how it goes. You need your broken glass beads as well as your crystal beads. I have 2 different sizes. You need your claw stones. You also need these little crystal beads like I mentioned, and your studs or rosemontes. I would also be using this B7000 glue as well as my beading needle and my invisible thread. What I'm doing here now is just to go over the line that I've drawn out with my glue and then apply my cup chain. I've done something like this quite a number of times on the channel. For those that are new here, welcome. Please go ahead to check out my older videos just so you're up to speed with everything we've done on the channel so far. After applying my cup chain on the first line, I went ahead to do it the second time, just so we stick to the pattern that we are working with. After doing the 2 lines of cup chain, I'm going to go ahead to start beading my sequins, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. I've done a more in-depth tutorial on how to bead with sequins on a straight line. If you've not seen it, I will do my best to leave it on the show notes for those that are interested in watching. For this entire process, I won't do a lot of talking. I will do my best to give you different angles just to show you exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to be hand sewing these sequins all around my pattern on 2 different lines using 2 different colors of sequins. Please go ahead to watch exactly what I'm doing so you'll be able to replicate. Also, I'd like to remind you to please hit the like button on this video if you found everything that you've watched so far very valuable. After going around, I went ahead to start a second line of sequins using silver colored sequins. I got my sequins from Nigeria from Charity in my one market in Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria. But for those that are living outside of Port Harcourt, you can either still contact Charity if that's what you prefer, or go to a local market in your surrounding where they sell sewing accessories. You will typically find sequins, beads, cup chain and things like that in shops of people that sell sewing accessories. The next step is to bead this entire layer that I'm showing you, and I'm using my broken glass bead or cut bead or cut bead, depending on what they call it in your own local market. For this particular beading pattern as well, I've done an in-depth tutorial. So this particular beading pattern that I'm doing is a combination of different tutorials that I've done on the channel. Remember, the goal is to replicate the pattern done on that lace fabric that I showed us at the intro of this tutorial. This is why I always encourage us to watch the individual tutorials that I share on the channel. By the time you add all of the knowledge that you have gained from all the tutorials that you've watched, you'll be able to replicate everything that you've learned and create something fabulous, just like what we have right here on the channel. In this video, we are using a combination of cup chain, sequins, broken glass beads, crystal beads, cloth stones and studs to create something fabulous. I'm going to keep quiet now, allow you guys watch how I'm passing my needle and thread and beading that portion that I'm showing us, and then we'll move on to the center of this particular pattern that we are working with. If you're yet to subscribe, please remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any other one of my tutorials. Now that I'm done beading, it's time to start working on the center. And for the center, I am doing a clustered beading using a combination of cloth stones, studs, crystal beads, seed beads, and just sewing them together in a very aesthetically pleasing way in order to create a sparkly and nicely put together center for this particular beading pattern. Here, I'm just going ahead to sew on my cloth stone. I've done a separate video sharing how to sew cloth stone onto fabric. I will do my best to leave it on the show notes for those that are interested in that particular tutorial. After attaching my cut stone, I'll go ahead to show you my seed beads that I will also be using in order to embellish this center portion of this particular work. For this portion, I'm going to keep quiet, allow you guys pay attention. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to drop your questions down in the comment section. Feel free to leave me a feedback as well. I love to read from you. It encourages me to come up with more creative and useful tutorials for all my beading and embellishment lovers. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, my name is Funmibi Olawore. I am a fashion enthusiast based in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where I share weekly videos surrounding beading and embellishment, self-improvement, fashion design in general, with my audience on here on YouTube. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please take a little moment to click that subscribe button and become a part of my YouTube family. Feel free to also drop a comment down in the comment section if you like, to let me know that you just subscribed so I can give you a warm welcome to the channel. If you don't share my videos with your friends, please do me a huge favor by clicking the share button on this video and sharing my videos with all of your friends that you think would love content like this. Also, remember to always click the like button on every video that you watch. That's your way of supporting me and everything that I do on here on the channel. I also have membership running on my channel. If you'll be interested in supporting me outside of just watching my tutorials, please feel free to click the join button so you become a part of the membership on this channel. If you have questions regarding this particular tutorial, please feel free to drop it down in the comment section and I will be sure to attend to your question as soon as possible. I'm going to keep beading now. Towards the end of the video, I will show you all the final results and give you my closing thoughts concerning this particular pattern. Alright guys, so this is the end result of this particular pattern, and I'm just going to put the actual inspiration, the thing that led me to this particular tutorial. I'm going to put it on the screen. You guys let me know how we did. I didn't do the exact same thing. I tweaked out colors and types of beads here and there and sequins, and this is the end result. I'm just going to bring it really close now. So on the outer portion we have our cup chain, the inner portion we have sequins going on here, and here we have our broken glass bead or cut beads, cut beads, that's what some people call it. And in here we have claw stones, crystal beads, seed beads, rosemontees, and just a bunch of different things. The rosemontees, some people call it studs, okay, depending on what you choose to call it. And this is the end result right here. I hope we all found this video valuable. You can absolutely recreate this style of beading on an outfit, okay, especially if you have a project, or just go about it the way Vicky James went about her own. If that's what you're going for, it's up to you. But my own job here is just to teach you how to recreate this style of beading pattern if it's something you are interested in. You can even make this, multiple of these, and turn them into 3D designs on outfit. We see on the outfit on the screen that we have the 3D style using the style of pattern on it, and we also have it on the outfit itself. There's no limits to how creative you can get with this entire process. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give me a big fat thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, now will be a fabulous time to hit the subscribe button. If you have questions, suggestions, feedback, feel free to drop them in the comments. And yeah, friends, remember to turn on your post notification as well. I can't wait to see you all in another video very, very soon. Bye.